Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We've seen a film called Star Trek Beyond.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, also, my name's Darren.
Oh, yeah, and I'm Graham.
I don't think we've talked about Star Trek Beyond because we didn't see it together. Tell us the story of Star Trek Beyond.
Crikey, well. Okay, so there's a spaceship, and on it is loads of people, and they go to a planet to help a lady. Something else happens, I can't remember. Go for it.
Okay, so...
You do it better than
basic, long story short, the crew of the Enterprise gets stranded on a planet that's been sort
Oh,
of...
so yeah, they get attacked in space and stuff.
Yeah, by a guy called Krull.
Krull.
Who looks like a cross between a gorilla and a piranha, and is played by Idris Elba, amongst under fucking shitloads of makeup.
Yeah.
And... they've then got to get off the planet and stop his evil plan to destroy the Federation because he doesn't like the Federation.
Yeah,
we'll find out why as the film goes on.
Yeah.
What did you think to Star Trek Beyond?
I liked it. Yeah.
I fucking loved it, so you're wrong.
Oh.
You've got it too low down. Why did you only like it?
No, I know. I thought it was.
Amazing.
I thought it was good.
Fucking amazing.
I've seen a lot of people online saying like it was just
fucking
an extended
amazing
episode.
Of the TV show.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because it's staying true to itself, isn't it? That's the point.
As opposed to Into Darkness.
Trying to be and they, you know, so Into Darkness isn't like a good example of a good new Star Trek film.
Was only
whereas
three.
the first one is, and
New
the third
ones.
one is.
Well, I like Into Darkness.
So the first one feels more like a filmy film. It's a proper reboot, kicking it over the backside, giving it an injection of contemporary.
I said you mean the
11th one. Oh my god! Can you name them all in order? Then quickly go for it.
Motion picture, Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home, First Contact, Undiscovered Country, Generations. I've missed one out. No, I haven't. Oh fuck! I've missed one out, and I don't know which one it is, or have I got? I know the last two of the New Generation ones are Insurrection and Nemesis. Which one's missing? Final Frontier. Yeah, Generations, Final Frontier. No. Generations, First Contact, Final Frontier was the other one before. Then Insurrection, then Nemesis, Star Trek, Into Darkness, and Beyond.
If you don't know, just say I don't know.
No, but I did know. But I made a mistake because I said one of the later ones earlier, and then I couldn't remember the later one because I'd already said it.
I know you were wrong.
Final Frontier is the one where Shatner goes and has a fight with God, and First Contact is the one where they go back in time and they have to help James Cromwell build a space rocket. Yeah, so I can name them all eventually. What was your question before that?
I can't.
Why did you make me do that?
To wait too long. Because I was wondering why you were going on about 11.
It's well, no, it is 11. It obviously is.
If
11.
it's a reboot, then it's 1.
It's no, because James Bond, the next James Bond movie is still going to be 25, and we've had a reboot with Casino Royale, which is no more of a reboot. It's in fact, Casino Royale is less of a reboot than Star Trek, because at least Star Trek is in the same timeline. Well, it's a different timeline, but it's the same continuity. Whereas Bond is a completely fresh start.
Universe.
Well, it's technically a different universe.
No, technically it's the same universe, isn't it?
It's the Kelvin timeline. So, but he goes through the black hole. That's why.
So he. Oh, fine. All right. Fine.
So
anyway,
go on. You were saying about the first.
Oh yeah. So that's like a proper filmy film, isn't it?
As opposed to what?
What the third one is, which is an extended.
No, the third one's still completely a film. It's just like an episode.
Yeah.
So it's still a film.
No, but it doesn't quite reach the gravity of a proper film. Like there's.
Do you mean gravitas?
Gravity?
What do you mean by that?
It means gravitas.
Right. So I think that the first one or the 11th one, depending on who you are, is better than the third one or the 13th one.
This is what I'm saying.
But I still really loved.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't think there's much difference.
Don't worry, you're not being confused here.
I don't think I am being confused. The action's not as great in this one. Fist fights, you kind of lose track of who's doing what to who. But everything else is great. And Krull's pretty bad as a baddie, but so is in crap. But so's Nero in the first one or the 11th one, depending on who you are.
But the baddie wasn't bad in the second one, was he?
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch played a good
Steals
old
the
villain,
show is the problem.
but he's not as good as the original. I won't say who he's playing because it's technically John Harrison, isn't it? I'll just say it might be a villain from Wrath of Khan.
Maybe.
So yeah, he's very good in that, but it's a bit weird to use that villain again, particularly as a white man, of which he wasn't originally. So
Hollywood, innit? Hollywood, mate.
Well,
why are you watching? You've been called out, Hollywood. Answer to your crimes. Anyway, come on.
I think they are eventually. I mean, even this time in Idris Elba, they get a black guy and then put white makeup all over him.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
And Matt Damon's, cast as the guy
No, but there's just been a defense of that.
Has there?
You were talking about the Great Wall.
The Great Wall. We've only seen trailers so far.
Well, the director's just released a statement saying, A, there are 5 main characters, you're just seeing one of them because you recognise him because he's famous, and B, the fact that he's not Chinese is actually a big part of the story.
I had assumed, in honesty, I didn't think they would go down the route of being so offensive.
No, they do. I mean, things like Last Samurai.
Oh, no, they do in general. Yeah.
But he is... He is a Chinese director, and B is, a very good Chinese director. Yeah. So it'd be odd of him to just do that without a good reason.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Star Trek was written by Simon Pegg and some other guy, but I think it was a very good effort from Simon Pegg. I don't know the credentials of the other guy. Whereas I know Star Trek is a thing of his because of all the references in space and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some other reason I was going to say, which completely forgot.
About the other guy?
No, I mean there is a line that Kirk uses from Spaced here, like a little reference.
Yeah,
he goes skip to the end.
Skip to the end.
I'm a big fan of Spaced. Yeah.
I'm Simon Pegg.
So, did you like J-Law, the new character?
J-Law, yeah, she was alright. Yeah, she was alright.
Oh, okay, yeah, I agree. I mean, she's a really good character, but eventually her story goes nowhere, and it just gets wrapped up into their stories. Did you like the use of the song Sabotage?
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite scene of any scene in a film this year.
Explain to me why you think so, because I don't fully understand. I mean, I really
it's
liked
a really cool scene for a start. I mean, particularly why that music is used.
Yeah, I liked it, but go on, what's the relevance? Why is it
Well,
important?
that song is played in a scene in Star Trek where Kirk is a child and he's stolen his dad's car.
Is that in the first one?
As in the 11th one.
In the 11th one.
Yeah, the first of the reboots. And so they could have used another song in this movie, but then you'd be like, that's a coincidence, isn't it? They've used 2 pieces of pop music from roughly when we now exist. And so they used that one again. And you go, well, that's a bit contrived or coincidental, isn't it? Because he's just used the exact same music twice. What are the odds? But then, it's been 100 and something years. Only so much music is going to remain, within the consciousness. So it would make... It's like Beethoven or something. Most of us can only hum a couple of Beethoven songs, but there's hundreds. So, A, it's actually more likely that they would use it than not use it.
Yeah.
And also, the whole film has got references to Kirk's sort of dad, which might be setting up the sequel. Because, I only joined the Starfleet because... to see if I could do as well as my dad and all the rest. And he was playing that music in the car in the first movie after nicking his stepdad's car and obviously having gone off the rails. So it kind of then links back to, his lack of dad, because he, it associates the two things. He was playing that music when doing something bad because he got off the rails, presumably because he didn't have a dad because he was angry about it, which also then became his motivation to become a captain. And also Kirk is kind of having issues about getting older. I think in this, and he's wanting to leave the job because he's wanting to leave the job, and he's got kind of bored of it, and he's 3 years into this mission.
Is that the case? Oh well, yeah. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, the whole
it
thing
opens up with that, but
and that's all the way through.
In a different way.
Yeah, because he changes his mind.
Yeah, he does.
And so that's all my reasoning. Yes,
makes sense.
And it's a fucking cool scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah. I'm not a fan of big kind of swarms of things. It often looks cheap and stuff, but I think it was done really well in this because
go on.
The vehicles were a lot bigger than you expect as well. You know what I mean? What am I thinking of?
Well, it ties into the subtext of the movie about we're all better together than we are separately. So. The Federation is all about joining together to make us stronger as a collective, whereas Crawl is all about that's bullshit. Let's just find the strong in society and the weak can fuck off, despite using the swarm himself, which is the collective power that he has.
Interesting.
It's hypocrisy.
I never actually considered that. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I said it to you, so now you know.
Yeah, I'll bear that in mind.
And that makes and obviously all sci-fi, but particularly Star Trek prides itself on being a metaphor for the society that we live in today. And we live in a time now in which Donald Trump is saying, no Muslims allowed in this country, and we've just all voted, well, not all of us did, but some people voted to leave the EU in England. So the idea of, a united, united we stand, divided we fall type theme for a movie is very topical right now.
Absolutely.
How convenient.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a coincidence on Peg's part as a writer.
Do you reckon?
I think he seems quite shocked about how relevant it's become. I mean, I suppose it was an ethos, because this film was made quite quickly. Because they wanted to shunt it out this year because it's the 50th anniversary. I think they wrote the script in 6 months, and a month later they were filming.
Bloody hell.
I know. 6 weeks, sorry, not 6 months. So, yeah, I think this is one of my favourite films of the year by a good way.
Oh, I think nostalgia has a little bit to do with that.
How old do you think I am, Graham?
It's not the point. Is you've watched all the other ones, you've seen them age, you've seen them grow. Now
well, then that means that's better, doesn't it? Because that means that I'm now in a better position to say it's a good Star Trek film or a good film in general.
Yes, but you might be putting it on more of a pedestal than perhaps you should because of...
Why?
Well, because it's. I'm not saying it's bad in any way. I'm just saying it's probably not as high quality as you.
It probably is. Especially
well, it probably is. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at how disappointing a lot of blockbusters have been this year, like X-Men Apocalypse or Batman v Superman or Suicide Squad, as we'll get to. So
yeah, so to have a cohesive film for once
that's really good,
cohesive
that stands up to its own 50-year legacy. Yeah. The only thing I would say that I understand it's great in terms of the film, but sort of is that Rocky 3, right, is one of the worst of the Rockies. Well, there's quite a few bad Rockies, but one of the bad things about it, and it makes sense for the character, is that Rocky just doesn't give a shit about boxing anymore. And as such, the whole point of Rocky is you're like, yeah, go and punch that person's face. You do well, Rocky. But when he doesn't give a shit, you're just like, well, I don't care then. If you don't care, I don't care. And the great thing about Star Trek, as in the 11th or the 1st, depending on who you are, is how charismatic Kirk is. You know, because he's essentially like a Han Solo roguish type, charmer type character. Yeah. But in this one, because he's kind of got that kind of malaise, that boredom, you kind of do too, because he's not got the kind of roguish cockiness that you like from the first movie. So that's a bit of... I understand it logically from the point of view of the character, but it's a bit of a shame because one of his selling points was his kind of enthusiasm as a person. Not a funny point, but it's just one I thought I'd make.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hadn't really kind of made that connection that he is feeling a bit tired and old, and he's not that he's getting old, but he's just feeling it, you know.
I feel that this video has not been very funny, but I think I've said a lot that's interesting.
I've not
if
enjoyed
I do say
it,
so
to be
myself.
honest.
No, I have, because it's been mostly the sound of my own voice.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I like, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye everyone.
Yeah, bye. Sorry about this video.
It's a good video, it's just not funny. It's informative.
Turn off if you like.